Positioning is one of the more difficult concepts to understand in marketing. Positioning is how the product or service should be perceived in the minds of customers relative to its competitors. Positioning is strongly linked to both segmentation and the product or service's USP. One of the difficulties with positioning is that the positioning chosen may not be delivered by the product or service. More on this later. The steps in creating a positioning for a product or service are: first, target audience. Clearly define who your ideal customer is. This could include demographics, psychographic needs, and preferences. Second, category definition. State the product, service, category, or market space your brand operates in. This provides context. Third, key benefit. Highlight the primary benefit or value proposition your brand delivers to the target audience. What core problems are you solving for them? Fourth, differentiator. Explain what makes your brand unique and different from competitors in a compelling way. This is your sustainable competitive advantage. And finally, reasons to believe. Provide evidence or reasons why the target audience should believe your differentiation claims. This builds credibility. Here are several examples of positioning. The first is an iconic mutual fund company, Vanguard. Vanguard began in 1975 with a mission to lower the cost of buying high-quality mutual funds. Its primary product was an S&P indexed mutual fund. Its fees were far lower than competitive funds and fees paid to brokers. For the average investor, this meant he or she could invest in the broad market at a very low cost. Let's apply the 5-step process to Vanguard. The target audience is self-directed investors. The category definition is personal investing. Key benefit: lower cost of investing and yet be able to purchase a broad range of stocks through a mutual fund. The problem being solved is how to lower the cost of investing and yet have a broad market portfolio with a good average annual investment return. The differentiator is that there were no sales fees. Prior to Vanguard, it was very common for mutual funds to charge high fees. The reason to believe is that Vanguard's fee and offering met the description linked to its positioning. Study after study showed investing in the S&P 500 beat stock pickers most of the time. Warren Buffett's investment advice to his wife when he dies is, put 90% in an S&P 500 index fund and 10% in cash. It took a long time for Vanguard to gain significant share. Indexing became very popular, and many other firms imitated Vanguard. A second example is Apple. At the beginning, it chose as its target market to be prospective users who did not want complexity in the use of computers. In other words, ease of use. The category is desktop and portable computers. The key benefit offered is simplicity of use and product integration. The differentiator is the operating system, which provided simplicity of use as compared to Microsoft's operating system. The benefit to the consumer is a far easier to use laptop desktop computer. The reason to believe is that the operating system delivered on the brand promise. Its success is obvious. A final example is based on a nonprofit, the Aspen Community Foundation, abbreviated ACF. A community foundation receives donations and then makes financial grants to the local community. ACF decided rather than making grants with no specific broad goal, it would create a more focused offering called Cradle to Career. The target audience for ACF is large money donors who want to provide philanthropic gifts that impact a local community called the Roaring Fork Valley. The category is local philanthropic gifts. The key benefit is a focused donation aimed at a segment of the local population, youth from the ages of 0 to 22. The differentiator is providing a set of grants aimed at services for Cradle to Career so that the grants can be coordinated and integrated into the broader goal. The reason to believe that ACF could deliver on its promise is that only the local governments can provide the level of funding ACF can, and ACF can monitor progress towards its goal of improving youth lives and future. Did it work? What do you think? It turns out to be a great positioning strategy, but delivery was a problem, in part because of COVID, and in part because of the difficulties of finding competent local partners to deliver the needed services. It was conceptually interesting, but required a much more detailed description of what would be successful delivery of the services required. Positioning is often created by communication teams without a focus on delivery. This was a problem with Cradle to Career. As you may now know, positioning is difficult. While positioning is difficult, don't give up. Many firms have done it successfully. Don't despair, you can do it.